All right, welcome. And I'm here with Yaz, a big fan of the Bengals, and she's here to talk about the George Mixon extension. The man got 4 years, $48 million. He's going to be the Bengals' long term running back. We're very excited about that. So much that I brought really one of the top fans in the entirety of Bengaldom. Thank you, Yaz, for joining us. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to finally be a part of this. Yeah, I'm so stoked about Joe Mixon getting his deal. I was a little bit nervous because I'm sure you saw about how he was suffering with the migraines and stuff. And I was like, oh no, like, are they not going to reach a deal before the season starts and stuff like that? And I really wasn't expecting it to come today, but I saw he tweeted earlier this morning. I'm always on Twitter. That's where I get all my news. But he tweeted earlier this morning, like some emojis. And I thought to myself, like, maybe that's a sign. So I have been refreshing all day. And as soon as I saw Bengals captain post about it, I was so stoked. I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, running backs don't matter," blah blah blah. You hear that a lot from the nerds. I don't know if you follow any nerds
Yeah.
on Twitter. Yeah, there's a lot of
Oh, I
nerds that.
do.
Yeah, you have to be careful. Yeah,
You do.
because yeah, they live. They've never been out in the real world. They've never actually. No, really, they've never played the
Yeah, no,
sports. Yeah, and
exactly.
these kind of guys are like, "Oh, running back." Okay, Joe Mixon is not just a running back. Let's just be very clear. He is a leader.
Yeah,
I've interviewed
exactly.
I've interviewed a lot of Bengals players, and they're like, "This guy, I will go to battle for him. I'll do anything for this guy." And it's not just that. I mean, as you look at our offensive line, and it hasn't been the greatest, but Mixon has always, his since his rookie year, really, he's made big plays. He's averaged like
Yeah.
4.5 yards the past two per carry the past couple of years. Last year, the second half, he had a great, great second half, and in the receiving game, the man
Yeah.
is not utilized. He has not been utilized, and we know that's going to change. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I actually was going to say the same thing that you're saying about him being a leader is that even like on game days last year or leading up to game days, you would see him hyping the team up, any videos and stuff that you would see coming from the Bengals. You could tell just from the outside, even without hearing from the players, which hearing from the players is a great plus. But when you don't hear from them and you're just seeing what's being posted online, you could instantly tell that he was a really good leader to the team. And something that I'm really excited to see is Joe Burrow's leadership that he has already proved. Like it's only been a couple months and he's just stepped up so much. So to see both of them go hand in hand, I think is going to be amazing, not only on the field, but off the field as well. And just like bringing the morale up,
Yeah,
not only in players, but in fans as well. And yeah, one thing that I was going to tell you is people forget that Joe is a great receiver as well. And I think
absolutely.
that's going to be a really great weapon if they know how to utilize it this season.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people. Yes, I mean, you have been with the Bengals through thick and thin. I know you're out in California, and you have been the target of a lot of mockery and hatred for wearing your Bengals gear. I know you've told stories about
Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah, and
have.
me too. I'm out in California, and all the time, people pouring garbage on my head. Egging my car when they see my Bengals license plate.
Oh
You know what I mean?
no.
Yeah, charging me more at the stores. They're like, obviously, this guy is a stupid. He's following the Bengals. He doesn't know anything. And this is the kind of harassment we've been through. And people don't get it. Having a strong leaders, like I was talking about Burrow, is a strong leader. He demands excellence, and he tells people how things are going to be. And a
Exactly.
strong leadership has been so valuable. Today, and
Yeah.
having him and having a Mixon who takes pride in the team. He's an ambassador for the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's always recruiting players, and he loves the team. I mean, he's not just there to get a paycheck. I mean, I can't
Yeah.
emphasize how important that is for a franchise like the Bengals.
I agree. And if you kind of look towards like a veteran, which would be Carlos Dunlap, he's always been a really good leader for the defense. And I think that it was about time that we found somebody like that for the offense. And I think that Joe is just that guy. Obviously, we have so many amazing players, but Joe just has like this special thing about him that I think, and when I'm saying Joe, I'm referring to Joe Mixon right now, but he has something special about him where he just carries himself well, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to do. And I'm sure that having an extra 12 million a year in his pocket is really going to help him out. um, but I I'm glad to see that this is happening and that the Bengals were able to get this done, because I think that it would have been really heartbreaking for the fan base after everything that we have been through to see that somebody that we really want and care for wasn't getting treated that way or getting
Yeah.
treated well. So I think that this not only, I mean, it's great for Mixon, it's great for our game, but I think it's great for the fans too. I think it shows that the Bengals owners and the management is just really doing a good job at proving to us that they are dedicated to winning now, and they're going to make adjustments to get us those wins, which we really, really deserve.
Yeah, I mean, look, Yaz, I know you remember Corey Dillon, right?
Yeah,
I mean, Corey Dillon was a one-man wrecking crew. He was a one-man show. And since Corey Dillon, I haven't seen a guy take over, the running game like him. And we had Jeremy Hill had one good year,
yeah,
and we had Cedric Benson. We had some guys who had a couple of good years, but I feel like Mixon, I feel like he is one of those guys we're going to look back and he's going to be all-time great Bengal. And,
yeah,
and I think it's important that as a fan of a team like the Bengals, you can't. People say, oh, they should use that money on, let's say, this position, that position. Well, we have to hold on to our legends. We have to value them.
exactly.
It's part of making that transition into being a better franchise. And the $12 million, it seems like a lot for a running back. But, I look at some of the other deals, and, that's like David Johnson, I think, is getting more. Ezekiel Elliott's getting like
Yeah,
15. Christian McCaffrey
yeah,
got 16. These guys, I mean, Ezekiel Elliott has like one of the best offensive lines for years. He's had a great offensive line, different system.
yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
No, I totally agree. I actually had that pulled up right before I started talking to you. I saw on Twitter somebody had posted that he's at 12 million, but Derrick Henry, David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, Elliott, McCaffrey, they're all above him, getting from 12.5 to 16, which well deserved for most of them, but they do have a
Yeah,
little bit more help than Mixon has had. And
more
he's had
help.
two incredible seasons, even
And he's,
with his knee surgery, and then he had his calf
yeah,
strain, I think it was last
yeah,
season. And he's still out there producing numbers and doing such a great job. So I think the best is yet to come.
yeah, absolutely. And he just turned 24. I mean,
I
you look at
know. He's younger
Derrick
than
Henry's,
me.
Derrick Henry's like 3 years older. And I know he had a great
Yeah.
playoff run, but he's not the receiver Mixon is, I mean,
Yeah.
so all of these are factors,
Yeah. And for Mixon to go, I think it was 1,100 yards the past two seasons, with injuries and with a team that has 0 wins last year at a certain point, it was just like it's so promising to know that he was able to produce those numbers with everything around him changing and everything around him not really functioning as well as it could. So I think that people are not ready for what is to come, and I'm really excited to see what Joe Mixon's going to bring to the table this year. I mean, the Bengals as a whole, I'm so stoked. I'm sure you can relate
Absolutely.
with that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yes, I mean, I know you're a very busy person. You have a lot of things to tend to. So I won't take any more of your time.
Yeah. I
But
appreciate you.
yeah, but really, just we're both very excited, and we're happy that Mixon is healthy. His migraines are better, and yes, and he signed the deal, and yeah. So thank you for Yaz. I am Daddy McDuke, and
Thank you
we
for
will.
having me.
Oh yeah, for sure. We have to do this again.
We
So,
do.
yeah. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time. So long, sweetie. Bye.
Bye.